then, Maras, how do you do? This is my podcast and it's just for you. It's called TED Talks and it's a load of shite, but I hope you enjoy it because I've kept it like it's about an hour long and all about Teesside, the people, the places and the Boro pride. It's TED Talks, the Ted Hanky Podcast, episode 34. I'm proper excited in that, you know what I mean? Brought to you always in sponsorship and collaboration with Boro Fan TV, Showcase Comedy, and JokePit.com, the comedy box office, you know what I mean? So thanks for listening. Episode 34, it's going proper class, isn't it? Unlike my beloved Middlesbrough, who lost again to another bottom of the league team, you know what I mean? Got beat off a load of bird botherers, bloody Barnsley. But I'm not going to let it get me down. You know, sometimes I can start these podcasts a little bit somber, but I'm not going to today. I'm going to keep the tempo high and exciting and full of energy. So we're having a cracking show today. I've got some great discussion topics for you little ears to digest and process within your brains and then give you some strong messages to think about. So, yeah, so cheers. Right then, so I've got Mallow with me because he's always fucking with me at the minute since he's been living in my shed. He just keeps popping in and making a cup of tea and stuff like that, and just jumping on the podcast. So it's no harm done, no Mallow, is it? You're very welcome, aren't you, mate?
Yeah, are you everybody like in podcast land and that?
Here we go.
Well, do you know what I mean? Like, it's been cold and that outside, and like the wind, man, it's been mental. So, like, I like to pop him every now and again, you know what I mean? And our Genghis, like, give him some scraps and that. It's class.
What, you've got Genghis? You didn't tell me you've brought Genghis the dog round. I thought he was still staying with your lass.
No, man, he's been living with me, man. I tell you what, he's been booking your dog all over, like Branko's
15-year-old. He shouldn't be getting scuttled off. Your dog's a big fucking hairy lurcher, man. It's just a little mongrel.
Yeah, he says that, like, he puts it up like it's honestly the go for it. I was watching him for about half an hour the other day. It was class.
You know that they're both boys, man.
Yeah, well, so what? You know what I mean? Like, dogs can be that way as well. Like, we love everyone on Teesside, even our dogs do, you know what I mean? We can do what you want. They're one of our own, aren't they?
Yeah, you know but I'm pretty sure Branko likes bitch.
Branko does what he's told when Genghis is on top, man.
I shouldn't laugh, should I?
It's like a prison movie. Honestly,
poor Branko. But you're looking through the shed window like a little voyeuristic David Attenborough pervert.
Yeah, it's not when it's one of your own, you know what I mean? I was just like, go on, lad. And like, you know me, I'm smoking me last of me rollies, Anna. So I was just like, well, just watching it. Like, and it was a beautiful scene, you know what I mean? There's nothing better than a man dog scuttling another man dog in someone's yard. Like, honestly, it's a beautiful thing.
I'll explain the giant piles of poo that have been popping up. I thought I had a badger problem, but it's Genghis's big massive curlers, isn't it? That's what it is.
Well, yeah. Well, anyway, like I tell you, like it actually, like watching all that man love from dogs, like it got me. Yeah. It reminded us of our lass. You know what I mean?
She's been a bit of a dog, yeah.
No, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's how she used to like it, you know, dead quick and in the yard. So,
in my yard?
Well, in any yard, man, she was game. So, like, it made me think. So last week, man, I thought, right, I'm going to make it right with her, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I did the right thing, you know what I mean? I booked a table. It was mint, you know what I mean? And she kicked off about it, to be fair, and I was upset.
No.
Yeah, I tell you what, I booked a table. I booked 2 hours in the Thornaby Snooker Centre, didn't I? You know what I mean?
A snooker table.
Well, I booked it, didn't I? Right, and then I swear down, like we got a good 4 frames in, like, and I beat her, and she was unhappy. But I got a brand new chalk and everything, but she wasn't appreciative, man. She was in a bit of a strop, right? So usually, like, she was like kicking off, going, I thought you'd book us like some food, like a normal man, not a snooker table. I says, hey, you love, I tell you now, right? hold your horses. So, like, we got on the bus and scooted into Stockton, as you do.
Yeah,
yeah. It didn't I? Only took it to Barnacles.
Oh, was it? Did you have check or you'll sit down?
Yeah, well, yeah. When Mala does it all the way. Like, we only had to sit down too, didn't we?
Oh, man, no expense spared.
You know what I mean? I had half a parmo and a cod and some chips, peas and gravy. I had it all, man. It was class.
Did you get some bread and butter as well?
Well, I had bread and butter. I had the lot, man. I had the lot. It was senseless waste. Like, they were just looking over us going, here, Mala's stocking himself up here because they've seen us in there before eating like that.
Yeah.
You know I mean? They knew the gyro had been through. They knew I'd cashed it. You know what I mean? I had the money to play and I played it.
Rumour has it you went to the clock tower after that and had a burnout on the dance floor.
No, that was later on in the night, mind. We actually went the sun in. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I drank her under the table. Like, she started getting all cryy and that after we'd had a couple of pints. And she went, hey, yeah, look, listen, Mala, like, I'm telling you now, she doesn't want nothing else to do with us. And I says, what's up with you? Away. You look at me, man, I'm class. I've took you for a game of snooker. We went to Barnacles. Now we're in the sun in. What's wrong, girl? And she just started talking about this big tea. Apparently, it's this lad who's been knocking her off. Yeah. Apparently, he's proper class. Bit of a celebrity. She keeps on saying, but I've never heard of the lad.
Yep, never heard of him. No, I've never heard of him.
No, like, I swear down. Like, and there was like this little cloth. Like she had, and she was like wiping her tears with it. I went, what's that? She went, it's the cloth he wipes his glasses with. I was like, hang on, why have you got that? Because I thought that's a bit stalkerish. But she had this, and I'm thinking, right, I need to find this man, but I don't think I ever will. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you just reminded me. Yeah, you just reminded me there about picking up my contact lenses tomorrow.
Well, yeah. I mean, apparently he's a big lad, obviously big T. He must be like 7 foot, I reckon.
Well, probably bigger than that. Yeah, probably best keeping away from him if you do find out. Yeah,
I tell you what, I got a pair of a knickers, because I've been stealing them again. You know me.
Knickers, you've been stealing the knickers.
Right. And I swear to God, just to have a look, and there was like a bite mark in the crotch, and it looked like a velociraptor had been at them. So the man's radius and gum radius must be huge, man. He must have a right set of choppers.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt there. Carry on.
Well, listen, mate. People in podcast land, I need the appeal again. Can you whack some music on for us, Ted? Because I need the help.
Yeah. All right, yeah, I'll put some, what I like to call emotional mood music on. Right, there we go.
People of podcast land, thank you again for helping us. Like, I got me best of Leslie top back the other week. Now I need your help with something else. Right, I need to look for someone called Big T. Right, he's probably about 8 foot tall, and he has like massive teeth and wearing glasses. Right, he sounds pretty handy. But if you know this man, right, just send Ted a message. Let him know, and he'll let Mala know, you know what I mean? And then maybe I can have some sort of ultimate fight with him, or maybe I'll just sit him down and get some booking techniques and see if I can get our last back. But I can't be living in the shed forever. Help out, Mala. Look for Big T. All right, I think that's it, Ted.
Yeah, a very heartfelt public message there from Mala for the mysterious Big T. I've never heard of him myself. He sounds like he's clearly a handsome and incredibly fast scuttler. But if you do find out who he is, if you do find out who he is, just message me. No need to bother Mala. Message me, and I'll pass the information on. Is that all right with you, Mala? Because you've got enough going on, haven't you? You don't need that sort of
I tell you
commotion.
What, it did bring back some memories, though, from like when me and her first met back in the day. Do you know what I mean? She's always been a bit wrong with me. Do you remember, I was telling the lads in the club this and they were having none of it, but you'll remember, Ted, do you remember when Freddie Mercury used to work at South Cleveland garages?
Oh, yeah. It was,
before
yeah.
Podcast listeners, listen, a lot of you don't know that, before, they became massive. Queen used to work in Boro, man. They used to work at South Cleveland garages. Well, they were all over the place, but primarily Freddie was, doing car sales and that. He was mint. Do you remember him?
I do, yeah.
They left it out.
He didn't have a tash then either, did he? He didn't have a tash then. No.
He had like longer hair, but they left it out the movie, like, which I was a bit upset about. But then apparently it's because of like advertising and that. So they were like, well, South Cleveland garages are going to get advertising if we put it in the movie. So they didn't do it. But yeah, I remember when I first met her, right, and I went to get myself this Rover. So I went down South Cleveland garages, right? And Freddie was there, wasn't he? And I walked in, I says, oh, Fred, because I knew him, you know what I mean? I'd sold him roof edge before.
Yeah.
And he went, man, how you doing? I says, I'm all right, Fred. And then we went out in the car park, look at this Rover. And he went, hey, look at this beautiful car. And I went, hey, what's that? And he went, Mondeo. He went, Mondeo. Mondeo, Deo. I was like, oh, Fred. He went, Mondeo. And I went, all right, I'll take the Mondeo. Do you know what I mean? And like, that was it. Like, I had to go home with the Mondeo. Our last one, I thought you were getting it over. I said, he's mental, that bloke down there. Like, he just screams Mondeo at you.
That explains a lot, doesn't it? Yeah.
Well, yeah, like, I tell you what, right, people don't even realise that in 1986 on Live Aid, like, everyone thought he was just being a genius there. He wasn't. He was getting sponsored by Ford at the time. You know what I mean? And he just went, right, I'm sticking an advert in here. And the lads were warming up and he just went, Mondeo, and just cracked into it. And I tell you what, loads of people bought Mondeo cars after that.
Yeah.
They were. But
it's
like,
mad, isn't it? It's mad. A load of his songs had like car references when you think about it. Because I remember I was just walking through Thornaby Town Centre, you know, many years ago, and he pulled up next to me in a Nissan Micra. I just started singing, I've got a Nissan Micra, would you like a lift home? He's got a Nissan Micra, would you like a lift home? Yeah, I don't know who the others were in the back, like, but it was all harmonised.
I know why he'd be wanting to give you a lift home. Do you know what I mean? We just answer that, aren't you? That's all I'm saying. Right? Anyway,
give over. Freddie wasn't into that. Go on, carry on.
No. But, well, if you watch the movie, he did like, but I think that was just for like, you know, movie stuff.
Drama purposes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, you're right. Because they did. Because like a lot of people didn't know that the Queen used to make all of the songs were actually about cars, and they did it to sell cars. Like, that's why that another one buys a Duster that's been out now. That's like
it's a re-release, isn't it? Yeah,
exactly. But when they went, right, and they did, like, they moved on to do other stuff like making pop music, they just changed the words of the car songs. Because honestly, right, Who Wants to Live Forever, the actual lyrics were, who wants a Cavalier? Who dares to drive a Kia? A Kia is yours today. In interest-free credit anyway. Right? And then Brian May just like, he'd try and get in on Freddie's commish, and he just put a little like guitar lick behind him. But he got sacked by South Cleveland garages because he was crap at selling gap insurance. So he did somebody else.
Yeah, he wouldn't get his hair cut as well.
Well, but they did, didn't they? A lot of people don't realise it. But it got me thinking, you know, like, apart from Queen and that working at South Cleveland garages, who else, like, did we used to know that were, like, before they were famous? Because there were loads of people knocking around the parish, wasn't there?
There was, yeah. I remember Lovejoy used to work behind the service desk in the bike centre in Stockton, just knocking out... Just knocking out takeaways, you know, but still looking cool. He had a brown leather jacket on, and you know, I remember leaning over before and handing him some money for the pizza, and he just got like a little eyeglass and started looking at me watch and stuff like that. I think that's when I got an understanding he was into antiques. So yeah, Lovejoy was one of them, definitely.
Yeah. Well, I was like, I remember him, and like Dickinson used to run the tan centre, didn't he?
Yeah. Tan and Go, yeah.
Veg, obviously. We had our Mowbray, used to work at our Big Tony. Doggy Market, man, selling veg.
He's on Stockton Market still now, isn't he? Yeah, Mowbray, he's still there, yeah. I can't understand. He's got no teeth, I can't understand the word he says, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I remember... I remember Dickinson, though, in the Chan and Go place, because I remember I went in and I went, all right, David, can I have 6 minutes on a stand-up, please? And he just went, would you like some tingly lotion as well? I got some tingly lotion free, which had enhanced my tan, but also made my bollocks tingle, which was rather nice as well.
Listen, this is just a rumour, but did he get that tingly lotion out of a bottle? Because one of the lads said he used to do horrible things and squirt it into his hand, you know what I mean? And pass that off as tingly lotion. He was
Are you saying I've had Dickinson's real deal then? Is that what you're saying? And I've rubbed it all over.
Real deal rubbed all over. That's why the bollocks were tingling.
Yeah, I let him off though because he had good hair. If you've got good hair, you can get away with stuff. You know what I mean? I mean, who else? I mean, we've had some good some good people who used to do professions before they moved into other things, didn't they? I remember James Blunt used to work in Bright House.
People like James Blunt would work in Bright House, wouldn't they? People that charge 80% on top, you know what I mean? Because what rhymes with blunt? Because that's what them people are, aren't they? Telling you now, Bright House salesman, you're not having the settee back, man. It's mine now. Like the dog's pissed on it, and you're not having it back. Sorry, it's just that's
well, yeah. I mean, you haven't brought the settee round. You won't get that in the shed, will you?
It's in the shed, man. I've cut it in half.
So you've created two armchairs out of it.
Yeah, a bit of a bunket. It's
a poof. Have you got a poof?
Yeah, just like our dogs.
I see the reference you did there, Val. It was clever and it, not homophobic because it was just a play on words, wasn't it? Man, and we're talking about dogs, not two fellas.
Two ladies, in fact.
Yeah,
you've got a lot of in your magazines in there. It's a bit of a running thing, kid.
I like it, me. I like it. I love it when they do that thing called scissoring. Oh, I haven't got enough time to tell you what that is, though, Malice. You need to read some of the articles. Read some of the articles.
They're good, but I'm only on Gin level 4, Anna. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. You didn't get past Chip, Flip and Kipper, whatever it was, the monkeys, whatever.
Yeah, when they were going on about that, I thought, I've had enough of this, kipping and flipping. I'm fine. Do you know what I mean? Leave me. I'm happy where I am. As long as I could read the price of the fags and that was fine with me. And to be fair, at the nursery sort of said to us as well, fair enough, Mala, you just sit outside and smoke your fags and I keep out the way of the other kids when they're learning. And that's what I did. And it's never stopped me, has it? I mean, look at me now, I'm living in a shed, man. It's class.
Yeah. You're your own man. Hey, do you remember when Jason Donovan did work experience at Wixies? The barbers in Thornaby Town Centre, which was up on the flyover. Yeah. And I think that's what started the centre parting craze within Thornaby, because every bastard had a fanny parting, didn't they? During the early 90s as well. It was Donovan. Donovan was telling everyone, you know what I mean? He was going in the Golden Eagle. He was going down to the Spitfire, the Nash, all these places around Thornaby Town Centre, just flaunting his lovely golden centre parting around. And it was old fellas all rocking like a baggy fanny parting as well.
Yeah, I'll tell you now. You're right, because Tiffany used to work at Asda, didn't she, up there? Do you remember her?
Oh, yeah.
And I remember,
it was Gateway back then, wasn't it? It was Gateway when she worked there, yeah.
One eye. Yeah. And Donovan was obviously knocking her off because, they're both pop stars and that. Right, but honestly, he fingered her in Bazzy Woods. Right? No, he did, right? And then she went to him, I think we're alone now. And he started fingering her. But they weren't alone because I was in the bushes, wasn't I? Do you know what I mean? I was walking at the time. So, I just saw it and he was just fingering her dead fast. It was class.
And it was I close my eyes, pull back the curtains, fingered Tiffany for certain, then I sniffed my toes. I don't know why I said that bit, sorry.
Hey, do you think she had long curtains, because I couldn't see from there? She might have had.
Well, when you said he fingered her in Bazzy Woods, I thought that was a euphemism for a bush. Because it was in the 80s and the 90s. Yeah. Bushes were good then.
Listen to the bloody Ted Hanky podcast now. It's called TED Talks, and it's bloody lovely.
Anyway, it was a good, insightful chat that earlier on, man. So, what else have you been up to? Anything interesting? I know you were dead excited the other day about the steelworks, because I remember you telling me you got a right bonk on, didn't you?
Yeah, well, you're right. I tell you what, right? We are Teesside, and I tell you what now, I've told you all the time. I told you, said that loads, haven't I told you, but I love it. Right, yeah. We are Boro, right? We are proud. And I tell you what, they've only went and bought like the steelworks back off like all them Korean lads, haven't they? Do you know what I mean? They've been and said, give us them back, man. They're ours. Like, they're sitting between us and Redcar, and we need them back, man. So the Koreans have went, all right, fair enough. So we're going to
it's one of your own. It's one of your own. Have it back.
Exactly right. So they're going to like build some class like electric 4G like steely thing there. That's going to be class. It's going to be like revolutionary for the world. Because I tell you, right, we are the infant Ironopolis. People forget that, right? And they've been writing us off for ages. Do you know what I mean? Like as if we're out. And I tell you what, we're not having it anymore. We've got to going to get our steelworks back, man. I mean, Teesside Airport's now called Teesside Airport again. That's mint. Do you know what I mean? It's not Airport. Yeah. I tell you what, just because like your mum's got remarried to some bloke and rechanged your name, it still makes you who you are. Do you know what I mean? And being Teesside, like we've probably been away from our airport son, and we buggered off doing other things because that's what we do. You know what I mean? But then we've come back and we've been like, well, come back to us, son, and he's changed his name back to Teesside. So that's class. Do you know what I mean? Teesport, where they bring all them ships in and that's getting bigger. So that'll be even more work, right, coming into Teesside. Because we need it, man. Because we all have to get together and buy Gibbo out because he won't put his hand in his pocket anymore. Do you know what I mean? So we need to do it ourselves, right? And if we get Bullseye back on the telly, man, I think it's going to be the most amazing couple of years in Teesside. But if they do, right, Ted, I think either you should be like in charge of hosting it or it should be one of the K brothers. Do you know, Peter or Vernon from Bolton, them lads?
Yeah. They're not twins, aren't they? They're not a couple of twins, them.
Yeah, Peter and Vernon Kay. A lot of people don't know their family, but I'm telling you now, I've had a fight with one of them. I'm not going to tell you which one, but I got a bat. Anyway, like the Kay brothers, the Kay brothers, that's what we need. Like, then that needs to be back on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I tell you what would make me happy as well, and the rest of Boro happy, having that little nipper come back from Brazil and do his magic, you know what I mean, as a Boro manager.
Yeah.
Get the little lad back in, man. He'd be class. Even though he did scuttle all our best flange while he was over here. Fair play to you. Do you know what I mean? He wasn't bothered.
He was known, wasn't he? He was known as the pocket rocket because he always had an erection. And all the lasses, certainly around the Ormsby area, couldn't get enough of Janino's Peckerwood, which is one of the main reasons why he had to leave, because he was just impregnating lots of women. No, I tell you what, right, he's done a plan, because hopefully we're going to have loads of men footballers kicking about soon, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Like absolutely loads.
I tell you what, mate, it's great that the steelworks are back in the airport and stuff like that. But I was reading something the other day, right? And it's just been released. And apparently Teesside, there's a report called the Manhattan Project, right? Which was the development of the world's first atom bomb, right?
Yeah,
and apparently,
Americans and mad heads.
Yeah, and apparently Teesside contributed to the creation of this first atom bomb ever created. Because what happened was, right, I'm just reading off an article here, so I apologise if I sound a bit like a robot. But the Middlesbrough...
What's that you've got hold of there? Like, is that like a proper newspaper?
Yeah, it's old school, this, mate. Yeah,
I haven't seen one of them for a while.
Turn the page there while I continue this, right? So the Middlesbrough volume of defence, Defence of the Realm details systems and structures that were in place in the borough during war years, particularly the Second World War, right? And it says that ICI works at Billingham were heavily involved in the development of the atomic bomb, and ICI's work was under the code name of Tube Alloys. I'm sure we know him down the club, don't we, Tube?
Well, Tube Alloys, man. Yeah, he's a dodgy get, no wonder. He's been looking at bombs.
That's not the end of it. It says, while some work was carried out in the main ICI Billog complex for security reasons, some work was carried out in shadow factories. There was a private garage at a house in Acklam, which was one of these shadow factories, where precision engineering equipment was installed to produce components, which were then sent to the United States for the program to develop the atomic bomb.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah, how fucking mad's that? How mad's that?
Like that's why, like when like the garages and that, when lads are in there and like they go, "No, you keep out, man. We're busy." I always thought they were like drug dealing on out, but they're probably working for the American defence.
Yeah, got plutonium in there.
I mean, to the police, no, but like that's why leave the lads alone in garages, man. They're not being dodgy. Look, they're doing other stuff. You don't even know, do you? I mean, no one knows what I'm doing in your shed, to be honest with you, but they don't know.
Well, I dared ask, to be honest, Mala. I can imagine you're having a wank.
Yeah, but I could be doing it for like the war efforts.
All right, yeah. It's a cause. It's a cause.
Yeah, it's a cause. I'm doing it on the cause most of the time, like, because I love them.
Not even the drummer?
Yeah, they all get it, man, the class. All of them. I mean, you can't leave them out. Do you know what I mean? It just feels bad.
Lovely Andrea Carr.
Yeah,
do you reckon that was a real name, or do you reckon like she was just named after people's reactions? Cool.
Yeah, well, you're speaking about that. Can I have a bath later? Because man.
Do you want one in the house? Because I've got like that old sort of bucket in like the big sort of trough.
I don't want to touch out in that trough. I've seen what's been going on.
Just put the Legionnaires in there, to be honest, mate. Yeah, but
is that what that bloke's name was? I had no idea.
Yeah, the French lad. Yeah. He's always round here. Yeah, he really is.
Yeah, he's always round when you're not here. Now Julie's always round. I'm telling you now, there's something going on there. Does she smell a bit garlicky recently, or is it just because she's been going mad on the Kiev sale?
She loves a chicken Kiev. She does. I once seen her devour 8 in one seating, which was a bit
as well.
It was a bit annoying because I just had to settle for. I had 5 chips and she had 8 Kievs and a bowl of chips. But she needs to keep her energy up because that night we scuttled for hours. So it was very important that you've got a couple of when you do them sort of like them regurgitating garlic burps. I got a couple of them when we were 69 and I didn't
burping out of.
Yeah, I know, that's what I mean. I didn't expect them to come out of that hole, like that orifice. But when you have 8, who knows? Have you ever tried eating 8, mate? It might start seeping out of your other entrances.
I couldn't eat one, me, you know what I mean? I'm a man of great constitution, but that's, you know what I mean?
I'll be honest, Mallet. If anything, it improved the palate.
It was nice getting a little whiff of garlic every now and again. It was
lovely. It was lovely because before when we did the 69 position, she did a massive fart on my face as well, and that was horrible. That was after curry night.
Man. Yeah. When she used to live at home, like our mum and dad's, she used to do some buffs when she'd had a curry, man. It was horrible.
Yeah. She's proud of it. Mally. She even in the restaurant, we'll have been in an Indian restaurant and she'll have 3 jalfrezis and a vindaloo. And then she'll just go, I'm going to do a buff. Massive fart.
For all we know, she could just be contributing to the American war effort as well.
Mate, and that, mate, and the fucking climate change. I'm telling you, man, the saying and all the cow poo and stuff like that is one of the biggest causes of carbon in the air. And I think Julie's farts are contributing a hell of a lot to that as well.
Yeah, I read that like the other day. Well, I say I read it like I was, you know what I mean? I was listening to this bloke like while I was doodling. But like
the news, you were listening to the news, yeah.
No, it was some bloke who was like gobbing off on this table next to us when I was having a pint, but I was doodling, right? And he was saying about all this cow shit and that, and about how it like causes mass right? Why don't we just go slap all the cows in that? What you bang out of order, you're destroying the world. Like that Extinction Rebellion, they shouldn't be in the middle of London, man. They should be set up in Ormsby somewhere or like out in the sticks in Seamer. They should be out there, you know what I mean? Getting farms going.
Who's Stinky Rebellion? Are they like a boy band or something?
Yeah, it's a Korean boy lads, you know what I mean?
Lads.
Yeah, some rebellion lot who like go, we're going to stop you going to work because you're killing the world. It's cows, man. Get yourself out here, man. Get yourself down here. Get to Northallerton and start knocking some bats out with farmers. That's where the real thing's going on, in my opinion.
Hey, do you
know what I mean?
remember? Do you remember when we were kids and we'd just been on that nice day trip to Water Valley, and you got dead irate because we had to queue for ages for the rat. So on the way back, when we stopped for a wee near the farmer's field, you knocked a cow out with one punch. Can you remember that?
Well, he was looking at us, wasn't he?
Oh, the poor cow, honestly, but it was dead funny. Dead funny.
I should have knocked them all out. Now they're destroying the world.
Yeah.
Causing crime. I should have knocked them all out. Man said, stop being so dirty. Stop eating curries and doing loads of massive puffs, man. Eat normal stuff.
It's true. And this is another fact from Ted now, that's why some people are choosing to become flexitarians. And it's not because they don't like the taste of animals and stuff. It's because what they'll do is they'll cut down eating meat, and they might have it maybe once or twice a month, because by doing that, they're doing their bit so we aren't producing more cattle, which then do more poos, because we're producing more cattle to kill and eat them. So we're producing more poos, and then that's what's affecting the ozone. So you learn all sorts on TED Talks, the Ted Hanky Podcast.
I didn't, Ted. Thanks. This is what I mean. I need to listen to you more because you're a wise lad, aren't you?
Yeah.
The crack. You know the crack.
I do.
I know where you can buy crack, but you actually know the crack, don't you?
Sometimes I'm underneath the crack, as I explained earlier.
All right there, people, get yourself down to NASA's Spice Station in Thornaby on Westbury Street. That's right, you can take part in NASA's Spice program, and that is, I'm not talking about tramp spice, what you see them having on the streets and that. This is turmeric and basil and cinnamon combined. Brilliant for the metabolism, bro, you know what I mean? Only £12 for loads of capsules, man. Check it. So get yourself involved in NASA's Spice program at NASA's Spice Station. Other offers that I've got going on, check them out. Here we go.
Links Voldo, 80 pence.
That's right, you can smell that proper nice for all of the girls. Check it.
Shockwaves Wet Look Gel, 80 pence.
That's right, you too can have slick back wrap it up. Don't take no slack.
All cans of Spider Lager, 80 pence.
That's right, you're getting a bit of a theme here. Almost everything is 80 pence, apart from the special drugs that I do sell at the back of the shop at NASA's Spice Station. Check it out, bro.
Right then, so it's a new feature of the show. We did it last week. I thought it was proper class, you know what I mean? Did you enjoy it, Mala?
Yeah, it was mint, but your little creepy mate robot that nicked out that charity shops. Honestly, you hear him in here when you're at work, man. I hear him inside the house. He's going, I don't know, man, he's going mad. He's I'd watching me.
Yeah, well, for the listeners, this is the robot section. If you didn't listen last week, then A, you're a dickhead for starting the podcast at episode 34. You need to go back a few. Start at 1, you know what I mean, and work your way up. But anyway, we introduced the Redcar Robot, the Ironopolis Giant, as he's known as. And I've got him here now. I'll just switch him on, Mala, because I've been charging him up, you know what I mean? So I'll just press that button there. Oh, I love that noise. He sounds proper futuristic, doesn't he?
Is that an e-cig charger that you're charging him up with?
Yeah. Don't worry about that, mate. Don't worry about that. It's universal. It's a universal charger. So last week, mate, what we did was we got him to randomise a year, didn't we? We assumed it was a year, and then we drilled down into some subcategories, and he just gave us some random things, didn't he? So for us, it's just a bit of food for thought. It helps us talk about stuff, doesn't it? You know what I mean? So you press it. You press it this time. Press that button there. Yeah, press that one there.
Hang on. Activate robot. Right. Listen, Mala's coming up to you. Don't hurt me when I touch you. All right, hang on. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Right. Oh, hang on. He's calculating.
1994.
You creepy.
1994.
Oh, yeah, class, man. I love 94.
1994. Right. It's Should we just press another one here and see what...
You press him, I don't like touching him.
General knowledge.
General knowledge. Well, we don't know.
That's that American army officer that did that stuff with an atom bomb in it. Was that him?
Right. Yeah, it might be. Yeah, it might be. Well, I suppose some of the things I know about 1994 that are classed as general knowledge is mainly around films and death. I don't know if you have anything else to add to that.
What do you reckon then? Like, it would general knowledge, right, be 94 if I was to say it was the year that Kurt Cobain snuffed it.
Yeah, a death. Yeah, that's the only one. Well, there's another one I know as well. Cobain and John Candy. John Candy died in 1994.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man, he was class, man.
Didn't Tom Hanks died in 94 as well, didn't he? Didn't he get the AIDS or something?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. But they did an operation on him because I saw him in loads of other stuff as well after that. So they must have brought him back to life.
Yeah, they brought him back as a cartoon cowboy as well. It's mad.
I tell you what though, Cobain, he was one of my mints. He was favourite amount of man. Cobain, he was class, man. But did you see the state of his wife, man? No wonder he wanted to top himself and that. She was horror. She had,
I thought she was alright. Nice bit of flange, Courtney Love, I think.
Yeah, she looked like she needed flannel, never mind flange.
I'd give it a wash, I would.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot of people have, that's the thing.
I really would.
Yeah. Do you know as well, in 94, it was, they opened the tunnel, didn't they? Do you remember when
the Tyne Tunnel? The Tyne Tunnel?
The Tyne Tunnel, we need to block that up, man. No, the Euro Tunnel. Hey, it was class. Do you remember when we did that booze run and we just ran through? And got a couple of days and then come back. Class, man, they didn't even notice us. Just had to stick to the wall when the train came past, didn't we? Yeah.
Do you know what worries me about that tunnel? If there was a zombie invasion, that's a direct route from French zombies, isn't it?
Yeah, well, of course it is. But don't worry, I'm sure we could stick Julie at one end of the tunnel and stop them all.
just block it up.
Yeah. She likes French stuff, so
we'll just push it towards them. Like that big boulder in Indiana Jones. Yeah, good. Another thing that I remember from 1994, O.J. Simpson got arrested for doing all them killings. Remember?
Listen. He didn't know, did he? Because he got off with it. Because, this is the way it works. Right? I know this from, reading, books or watching TV, right? If you've got money in America, you haven't done naught. Do you know what I mean? You can do what you want, man. You're class, man. Do you know what I mean? It's like being the hard lad on the estate. You do what you want.
Yeah. You've got respect.
Yeah, you respect the money, man. And if you've got the money, that's it. I tell you what, 94 as well was probably the time when I knocked out the most wanks in my life because Friends first come on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even the theme tune used to get me started, and I just used to go for it from there.
Right, we'll press the button again and see what he randomises for us in topics.
Middlesbrough FC 1994-1995.
He's only give us the Boro, Middlesbrough 1994. And what happened in 1994, Mala?
Big Bry only turned up, didn't he?
Big Bry, Brian May?
Yeah, well, no, when he got the sack, obviously, from Birkenhead to Cleveland Garages.
Cleveland Garages, yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I thought when Emerson turned up, I thought it was May, but that wasn't in 94. I thought he'd do anything for work, he's fair play to him, but it wasn't, it was Emerson. It wasn't.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. Yeah. So 1994 then for Middlesbrough, for the Middlesbrough fans, it was probably the year for me that totally transformed the club in the long run because Robson came. He's one of the biggest players in the world, isn't he? As player manager, and we just started signing players who you never thought we could attract before. We had the beautiful bronze legs of Clayton Blackmore, didn't we?
Yeah, well, we had the £1 million man Neil Cox, man. Do you remember him?
Coxey. I remember. Good hair, Coxey.
Good man, he was brilliant.
Yeah, I remember that. That was lovely. I can't remember much else. Didn't we have like Alan Miller as well, the goalkeeper? Didn't he come to us?
Yeah, well, like, I tell you what, though, we had like our best. That was our last time, wasn't it? When we were at Ayresome Park, man. Mint. Do you know what I mean? We were like, we were wild. It was class, that. You know what I mean?
I mean, Percy was still there. We had some great players though, who we brought in. Obviously, Nigel Pearson was our defensive rock, wasn't he? With Stevie Vickers.
That was before he had kids that went booking like internationally.
We won't talk about that. We won't talk about that. But there was one signing for me who really changed my life. Well, it was two actually back then, because and it was the strikers. Because looking at we still had Hendry, we still had Wilkinson, Chris Freestone, who was destined for big things, was shit for us. But he signed Uwe Fuchs, who was a legend and got us, when he came and scored all them goals, I modelled my hair on Fuchs for quite a long time.
I thought like you were him for a while, like back in the day.
Yeah, well.
Not because your haircut now still, didn't you? You haven't really gone and moved away from the Fuchs look, have you?
Yeah, and I'm still doing a lot of Fuchs out and about around the town as well. I've still got it, me. But it reminds me when I was younger as well, when Robbo came and he signed Jaime Moreno, and I always remember his sister, because he lived on Westbury Street in Thornaby next to Bell Stars.
He lived opposite the pub, didn't he?
Lord Westbury, he did, yeah. I remember. And I remember going past him with BMX one day, and his sister was sat on the front doorstep, and she went, hey, come here. And I went, all right, you're Jaime Moreno's Mrs. or relation. She went, I'm his sister. Would you like to come in for a cup of tea? And I went, I would, yeah, I'll come in for a cup of tea. So I went in and I had a cup of tea and a breakaway biscuit. And then I scuttled her.
Oh, yeah, man. Everyone scuttled Moreno's sister, man.
No, it was just me.
No, man. She was renowned for it. They used to call it like the titty twister in there. Do you know what I mean? It was like that movie. She'd be outside going, hey, come in and see
me.
Sticky
pussy.
Exactly. And then
you want Bolivian pussy.
Exactly. Then you'd rattle it, and afterwards she'd go, hell, go down Pat's and buy me 2 single menfuls. Yeah, you had to get yourself down there, and that was like for doing it, man. There used to people queue up round the block.
Yeah, it was lovely.
It was lovely at the times. I remember, right, I didn't even realise it was our last game against Luton and, at Ayresome Park. And I was just there. And at the end, I started ripping the seats up, as I used to do at most home games. You know what I mean? Just taking some home with us. And everyone else started doing it. I thought, hey, what's going on? And someone, it's the last game, man. And I was like, oh, nice one. So I ran on the pitch and started lipping all sorts then, you know what I mean? I got Johnny Hendricks boxer shorts. It was mint.
Yeah, I got Wilco's wabs.
That's right. Yeah, I remember that. And then Viv Anderson just give us a bat. You know what I mean? I'd stick Hendry off to the waist, and I was just tucking. Where's his boxer shorts, man? Don't be getting like dirty.
I remember him. He was just like then approaching random strangers and going, "Do you have a wife? Can I sleep with her?" That's what
you know the score, kid.
It was called the Anderson technique. That Google it. Google it.
It's true, man.
Right, I'll press one more time and see what it comes up with. The heavyweight champion of the world. Oh, the heavyweight championship of the world. Well, it's quite a generic one, that, but it's quite a relevant one. Did you watch the fight, Mala?
Oh, what, last night?
Yeah, well, technically, it depends on what night you're listening to the podcast, doesn't it? So what we'll do is we'll say the morning of the 23rd of February UK time.
Well, do you know, like, I've got a dodgy stick, haven't I? So, like, I got it off.
Got go to the doctors then, mate. You know what I mean? Don't tell everyone on here. You got a dodgy dick, mate. Fucking hell.
Yeah, I got a dodgy stick, didn't I? You know, of NASA, the lad who was...
the one who wants to shop on Westbury Street, yeah.
He's knocking out dodgy sticks, isn't he?
NASA's knocking out the technology, is he?
Oh,
dodgy.
Plus, right, so I got one off him, and I swear to God, like, lads, that was the best fight I've seen since Zeus versus Hogan in Knowles.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Bad, yeah.
It reminded me of it, you know what I mean? It was just mint. And that was, honestly, it was wicked. You had, like, obviously, the big Gypsy King, the lad, and he's in there. And that Wilder lad, like, he can knock a bat out of him, like, can't he?
He looks hard, doesn't he? Like, he looks like, if you bumped into him on the doors, like, at the Garrick in Stockton, or, I don't know, over the border in the Borough, you know what I mean? He looks like if you looked at him funny, he'd just proper batter you for no reason at all and then take your drugs off you. He's that type of bouncer.
But I tell you what, like, he come down like dressed like he was doing Japanese porn as well. He had,
I know.
Yeah. He had like a suit of armour on that. I thought, he's never going to allow him to box in that. And they didn't. Fair play to him. They went over and went, "Hey, lads, I know you don't want to get hurt, but take all that garb off."
Yeah, I bet you wish he could have left it on now, doesn't he? Because he got his chops slapped all over, didn't he? Off Big Tyson.
I love Tyson, mate. I tell you what, like, he's just like a proper bloke, and he definitely, like, in England, he is one of our own, and he. Like, but look at that, I love him. And he's just like that fat lad who's dead hard anyway. And he just like runs up and he's dead tall, like, isn't he? And he just like plays with him, he leans on him and that. It's mint.
Yeah. I'll fight any man, mate. I'll fight any man. I like him, yeah. I like it. I wouldn't like to square off with him in a car park of a pub.
Well, no, but do you know what I mean? To be fair though, I reckon he drives a Cavalier, because I reckon Fred got to him. He looks like a lad who'd be in a Cavalier.
You don't think he could be Big T, do you? Just putting that out there. He matches all the requirements. He's got he's tall. He's I can imagine he's probably a good scuttler. He's hard. He looks like he's a biter. I'm just trying to take the focus away from. I mean, like to say it could be him.
I think you've got a point. Yeah. Oh, hang on a second. Yeah, Tyson Fury. Listen to me now. Like, I know you've got. Do it like one of them gypsy call out videos. What to do? Do it like that. Do it like that. Lads, man. Look, I bought loads of stuff off him, man. You know. All right,
just call him out like you would normally. Then
call him out like we would in the club. Listen to me, Fury. I tell you now, right? You've been round old lasses, knocking out your wares and that. You've been doing all sorts with them, man. You're filthy, and I'm not having it. I tell you now, right? And I know you've got a 2-fight deal ready before you get the fight, Joshua. So I'm telling you now, this is the next one, right? It's Mala versus you. And I tell you what, right? We can do it anywhere you want that's within Teesside, because I've got a tag, you know what I mean? Fair play. Yeah. But I tell you what, right? The bongo isn't being used anymore. We could probably do it in there if you wanted.
Get about 500 in there, couldn't we? Something like that, yeah.
Ted can sell tickets, man, because he's class with that, right? Yeah. And it's on, right? And I'm telling you now, you stay away from our lass, because I'm not having it anymore, am I? It might be the Gypsy King, but Mala is like the Teesside lad. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm going to knock it. I'm going to, well, you probably won't knock it out, and you're probably going to bat us. But
you're the Tees hider, because you hide people, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It'll be mint. And I'll tell you what, mate, if you want to buy tickets, get yourself some Ted's website, because it's on now, because I'm sure if it is him, Ted, if that is Big T is him, then I'm sure he'll listen to the podcast.
Yeah, I think he will be.
Take us up on it. Do you know what I mean?
I think he will be, yeah.
Yeah, but like, I do love him. So, do you know what I mean? It was too hard, Tyson.
People don't realise that you won the Golden Parsnip Award, didn't you, for fighting in pub car parks quite a few years ago.
I tell you what, that badger that I battered didn't know nothing about it, did he? I just got him in headlock. No. Like, you know what I mean? And he was
finished him off with a shovel as well, didn't you?
Well, of course I did, man. Do you know what I mean? Brian May popped up, didn't he?
I don't know, you fucking not you again, Brian. Trying to save the badges, mate, just because you lost your job at South Cleveland Garages, mate. Get a proper job.
Yeah, and he wasn't a footballer who played for Boro in the 90s as well. He just popped up again, didn't he, saving a badge?
And it's funny enough, mate, round about the same time as well, he was serving booze in the Queen Vic in EastEnders for years.
He was, he gets everywhere, that May. I tell you what, Ted, right, I'm going to have to go soon, because You want to get on me dodgy stick, you know what I mean? And I need to start training for this up-and-coming fight, don't I?
Yeah. We'll put like a montage of some training techniques together, and we'll talk about it maybe on next week's show, I think, Mala. But your tag's probably going to go off soon because we're getting close to that pinch point, aren't we? So,
yeah, well, of course we are.
Do you want to switch the robot off before you go, though? Because you switched him on, you switch him off.
Hang on, let me touch him. I don't want to, hang on. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. That was nice of him to say that, wasn't it? Right, sorry, Mala, go on.
Anyway, right, I'm off. So, right, keep yourselves real, everybody. Make sure you start getting some money on Mala for the next... What do I win if I beat him?
Well, he won 30 million quid in this fight, so you might get like maybe, I don't know, enough to buy your own shed.
Well, yeah, let's get it on, man. I didn't realise.
Fighting for the shed? Say, Tyson Fury, I'll fight you for the shed.
Yeah, Fury, we're fighting for the shed. It's on. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Right, but get your money on Mala to probably get knocked out. But I'm not bothered because I'll have a go because I'm one of our own. Right, I'm getting off, Ted. See you later, podcasters. I'm going to get off and start training straight away, man.
See you later, mate.
Some wanks out first, but I'll do it after that.
Close them curtains because I can see out the window straight in, mate. Just close it. Yeah.
Right, see you later, Ted.
See you, mate. See you. Mala there. Lots of secrets uncovered there with Mala. Is Big T. Tyson Fury. It isn't. We know it is. Good. It was good chat there. Good. Some interesting stuff there. I'm still thinking about Lovejoy working in that takeaway shop. Yeah. Right, we're almost at the end of the show, but it's also my favourite part of the show where me, Ted Hanky, answers your questions, what you've left me on my social media page. So some little music now. Oh, I do like this. And question number 1... from Colleen Walls. Ted, is that your real hair? I would ask you the same thing, Colleen, but I don't want to be too offensive, you know what I mean? Gosh, it's my real hair. It's lovely. I've got bloody lovely hair. I get compliments all the time. Maybe that's why you're a bit shocked about how lovely and glossy and Timothy it is, and you're jealous. But yeah, it is. It's my real hair. Chris Andrew, is it true Jimmy Savile used to keep his dead mum in his wardrobe? And if so, will he be available to play for the Dirty Leeds on Wednesday night? Now then. I don't know. It's a rumour. I wouldn't put it past him. I think he did worse things in his life. So, but I think the chances of her turning up for Leeds are quite slim. Although I do think she'd probably fucking get a game for us at the minute. You know what I mean? God, I'll take any dead mums. I shouldn't even say that, should I? I'll take anyone who we got at the moment. Anyone who's not bad at footy, really. I'd have a good game myself, I reckon, against Leeds, because they won't be able to cope with my tenacious tackling. So, good question, that. Bryce Wilson, question, Ted, if smoking is bad for your health, how come it cures kippers? I think that's a Chinese fable you're quoting for me there, Bryce Wilson. But I like it. It's a decent question, and it's appreciated. So thanks. I might let you have another one if you're a good lad, but I probably won't. Simon Rylander, Ted, if the River Tees didn't exist, what would we call Teesside? I'd hate to say it, but I think we'd be called North Yorkshire. I'd rather be called that than Sunderland, so or Wearside, but it's a good question, but it's not really a relevant one because the river's been there for centuries. Duncan Phillips, my good mate Duncan Phillips, buys me a coffee every week on coffee.com, spelled Koffee.com. fi.com. You can do it too if you're not such stingy ball bags. All right, Ted, when you're scuttling, what type of music do you like listening to? Is it nice and slow like Barry White or super fast like the Ramones? Well, as you know, Duncan, I'm a super fast scuttler, and sometimes I like to get down to some really fast sort of hardcore dance music, you know, bom 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 bom. Ted is the scuttler of the night. He likes to scull Julie for the nation. Let's come together and unite. I'm watching Penetrator now. Get up, get up. And that's the type. I do get quite involved in my scuttling music, so it's a good question, that, Duncan. Cheers. David Gunn, no idea why it stops, but this fella is your brother. That's just a comment, isn't it, David? I think you're on the wrong forum there, you silly twat. Let's have a look. Marcus Smith or Smythe. I hope it's Smith, because Smythe sounds a bit too posh for you, mate. Ted, when your bird says she is poorly and can only do duty sex, but then someone sends you a video of her enthusiastically doing more than that, is she still a keeper? What, is she like a goalkeeper? Is that what you mean? Like she's been doing some dives in the mud and that, and you're thinking, oh, you can go and fucking save penalties, but you can't empty my balls. Is that what you're saying there, Marcus? Or are you maybe suggesting that your lass has been scuttling about and someone sent you the video? Because my Julie, for some reason, they can't seem to fit her into videos at the minute, so you have to get like one of them extra long zoom sticks to be able to squeeze it in, so it can't be Schmeichel Wheatley. So if there is a God, how come I have a tiny tail and massive love spuds? I think that's you're not pulling your plonker enough, and you're getting a build up of potato juice in your love spuds, therefore you're going to get what's known as an inverted penis and space hopper sack. So what you need to be doing, mate, is you need to be beating one out at least thrice a day. Think of it as your 3 a day. 3 a day stops you eating hay. I don't know what that means, but just have a wank, have lots of wanks, mate. That's what I'm saying, and you'll soon realise the proportionality will be back in full swing. John Burns, Ted, do you think Shaggy was singing about shoving a reaper up the old airy pocket when he sung "Oh Carolina"? You're referring to my video where I was using me chili technique to what you do is you get a red hot chili and you rub it around the old tea towel holder, and what it does is it helps you with your metabolism, because you instantly throw up and shit yourself. So give it a try, Matters, give it a try. I recommend it. Good question, that, John. Tony Seaman, let's have a look. He normally asks a daft bastard question. Ted, if you block someone on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, would they be able to see you when walking down the street towards one another? I don't know, mate. I don't know. Let's try. Hang on, where's a block button? There we go. Let's see if you recognise us, Tony. Ashley Cheatham, Ted, if you weren't successful for a scuttle, would you smash out the pokey bum wank and utilise the chili? Also, it's a dangerous game, that, Ashley, because the last thing you want is to then touch the old penile eye after fiddling with chili. Otherwise, your penile eye will cry for at least 3 weeks. It's fine up the old balloon knot, because it's quite a nice tingling sensation. It's like when you use that mint shower gel, you know what I mean? Gives that similar type effect as well. But no, don't do it the other way, mate. Don't do it the other way. I knew Bryce Wilson would have another one, and I'll let him have it because he's an avid fan and a bit of a dick. Ted, the young Spanish kid who lives near me has no manners whatsoever. He can't even say please at his age. Do you think that is por favor? You might have to explain that to Tony. You might have to explain that to me, mate. I don't get it. Por favor. Is he por favor? Por favor? Por favor? I don't get it. Nah, I don't. Kevin Benton, MasterChef is back on telly soon. Like, what meal would you cook your last to guarantee you to get a scuttle? I just want to say, like, I seen an advert for MasterChef and it had that fucking Ryland presenting it, and he looked like he'd been baked in an oven. His skin was like just perfect orange pastry with a painted on black food dye beard and massive white marzipan teeth. He looked a right clip. Well, I'm not watching it, me, like, but if I was, I'd probably do a pot noodle sandwich to begin with, obviously half chicken parmo with chips and garlic sauce, and then for dessert, I'd probably just give it a choc ice, you know what I mean? Like, but homemade, I wouldn't buy one. Terry Chapman, any significance in relation to the lack of a back as a prefix to the word scuttle? Furthermore, has back always been superfluous, as no one actually uses the expression "I was having a front scuttle with our lass last night" and priori? Sir, you know what you're talking about more than it would seem, asking for a friend. You're right, Terry, yeah. I think because a back, I don't know if you're aware of this, mate, but a back scuttle is where you're actually behind the person and you lean on their back and you scuttle away. So clearly, you're not a very experienced lover, Terry Chapman. I don't call a front scuttle, I call it a front crawl, because I also whisper sweet nothings into her ear that are a bit slimy, like, "Oh, you're the most beautiful lady in the world," and that's what I call the front crawl. But the back scuttle, yeah, that's all about the old deep shot of getting in there, really, and then go for the big scuttle like that. And that's all it takes. It can be done as fast as that. But, guaranteed she'll be down the bingo telling all the mates about it, and they'll all want a piece. So, just saying. Tim Sawdust, the local joiner or tree surgeon, been to market today here in Barbados, and he's a posh bastard, him. And after seeing a array of different chilies on offer, I'd like to know, is it safe to insert a Carolina Reaper into one's anal cavity for hot fun? Asking for a friend. I think you should do it, mate. And when you get hospitalised over there, just blame it on the coronavirus when anyone asks. But yeah, you won't be able to walk for probably about 6 months if you do that, mate. Trust me. Stuart Bennett, how many lads and lasses have you actually scuttled? It's an interesting question, that, Stuart. I've scuttled many lasses. I'm well into the hundreds and hundreds. Lad-wise, none that I'm aware of, but there have been some susceptible ladies who are questionable. So I'm not going to rule it out, mate. Mark Longstaff, who is Big Fat Jolie. Don't you know, she's a love of my life, mate. I would say get to know, but looking at your profile picture, mate, she'd probably want to sit on your face, so best stay away if I was you, mate. Certainly with a surname like Seaman, and I was going to say a first name like Tony there, but you're like a tiger, Tony the Tiger. Yeah, she like that, so stay away. But she's the love of my life. You go near her and I'll pop a spark you out, mate, I swear down. Tony Seaman's asking another one here because he's a Doyle. Ted, do you ever put the shower head on your back wheels to get a bit of an uplift? Yes, I did. And in that clip I showed on when I put my play out for questions, I power showered the old letterbox. I really did, and it was lovely. As well. If you've not done it before, you need to do it, Matters. You need to do it. Okay. Martin Cosgrove's made a funny comment here saying, "You're from Middlesbrough, so what town are you actually having a shower in?" He's making out that people in Middlesbrough don't shower or can't afford water. It's a bit offensive, that, Martin. I might have to ban you from the podcast if you keep asking questions like that. Craig Oakley, final question, I believe. Ted, what hairstyle did you have as a kid? Well, you'll have heard earlier on that I adopted the Uwe Fuchs hair, when he became a bit of an hero for me for the borough. But back in the day, like I say, I used to always go to Wixies in Thornaby, and I did rock a fanny partner like Jason Donovan at one point, but I did also have the Schwarzenegger flat top from Commando for many years, and I looked rock hard as well, you know what I mean? I was probably the third hardest in my year at school as well, behind one of the lasses as well. I'm not going to mention mention the name. I used to get a lot of attention for it as well. And I also used to have a necklace of children's teeth around my neck as well, a bit like a universal soldier, but not quite with humans' ears, just with children's teeth that I used to steal from the dentist and my siblings when they got the teeth removed. So some really good questions there, and as always, some absolute shite as well. But thank you very much for participating. It's much appreciated. I always bet at the end of that. Cheers, matters. Right, another absolutely belting show there. I loved it all. Thank you very much for your questions. Thanks to Daft Matt. I'm just looking at him now outside in the shed trying to kill a spider. He's such a fan, he really is. But I love him. Thanks for this contribution as well. The Ironopolis Giant as well. He's gone back to bed now. Cheers. And thank you to the sponsors of the show, Boro Fan TV, who support the show as well, and also provide fan content for Middlesbrough fans. You don't need to be a Middlesbrough fan to listen to the show, though, you know what I mean? It's just relevant. You've also got Showcase Comedy, who put on great comedy nights in the North East and Yorkshire, and jokepit.com, who are a national comedy box office and sell tickets to some great events. Now, we've also got a new sponsor called the Last Stop to Edinburgh Comedy Festival. Now, this is going to be happening in Stockton on July the 10th and July the 11th, and there's some fantastic acts coming to the Georgian Theatre in the Green Dragon Yard. And I'm going to release the lineup for you exclusively now on the podcast, because I'm going to be announcing it later on through the week on social medias, but you'll get an exclusive. So, drum roll, hang on. Oh, I fucking gnash your fingers, that. On July the 10th, we've got 3 adult shows on the evening. First one at 7 p.m. And it's these are all Edinburgh preview shows, I may add, as well. So you get to see some of these famous TV comedians up close and personal before they take their shows up to Edinburgh and win loads of awards and critical acclaim and all that, you know what I mean? And it's a lot cheaper. So, I'll do drum roll again. Oh, fucking hell. So the first one, 7 p.m, is Mike Wozniak, and the show's called Zeus. And if you don't know who Mike Wozniak is, he is in a very, very popular TV show called Man Down with Greg Davies and Rick Mail. And he plays Brian with the big tash, who's very irate. He's also an excellent stand-up as well. And I'm really looking forward to his show. Then at 8:30 till 9:30, we've got the one and only star of Nevermind the Buzzcocks. He's hosted some other TV show that I can't quite remember now that Angus Deaton used to host as well. Have I Got News for You? That's what it's called. And he's been on lots of other things as well. It's the one and only Tony Law with his new show called Identifies as well. Now, that's going to be a proper beauty, that one, and probably sell out quite fast. So 8:30 till 9:30 on July the 10th, Friday. Then ending the night, we've got local legend as well from 10 p.m. till 11 p.m. Local comedian and presented on Zetland FM, Fran Garrity, is going to be doing a sort of new hour-long show following his hit show, Faith, Hope and Garrity. So I think you'll enjoy that one. Then we probably go out and get pissed and that, you know what I mean, and then go to sleep and then wake up. And we start early. We start at 12 p.m. with some kids' family shows on July the 11th on the Saturday. So the first one at 12 p.m. is the Discount Comedy Checkout Family Show. That's great. It's all improvised comedy. You bring your kids along and stuff like that. You give them loads of suggestions. They act it all out for you, make it dead funny. Some of the kids get up on stage and get involved. It's great for the confidence. It's fantastic as well. Then you've got at 1:30 in the afternoon, Lee Kyle, giant comedy show for families who aren't boring as well. Lee Kyle, Newcastle comedian, very funny, very daft, silly stuff. I think you'll love it as well. And then after that, at 3 p.m. as well, we've got Jeddy Bear and Gary's Picnic, which is like loads of fun, guns and all that type of stuff as well. There's loads of class shows there, and we've got some sort of link save tickets that are going on sale as well, so you can go and see all the family shows for a price. You can go and see all of the adult shows as well, or you can go and see them individually as well. So then we have a little break for some like tea and scran and that, you know what I mean, and we're going to start at 4:30 till 5:30 with our first adult show. And Catherine Young, who's a local lass, she's going to do her work in progress hour that she's looking to take up to Edinburgh. She won Hilarity Bites New Comedian of the Year. Come and support a local girl doing some comedy and get on the lash early as well. Then, this is a good one, we have another break, and then 7 p.m. we start the evening shows. Now, we've got 3 cracking acts come up for you here now. Are you ready? So the first one is a work in progress show from Anna Mann. Now, if you've not seen Anna Mann, very popular comedian down south, was recently on Harry Hill's Club Night, and the guy who plays the character, Colin Holt, he's been in Derek. He plays the sort of rude porter in Derek when the bald bloke leaves the show. Carl, whatever his name is, and he takes over as like the really sort of nasty porter in Derek. He's also in Murder and Successful. He does loads of different characters in Murder and Successful, like Jimmy Carr, Gary Barlow, that type of thing. And I believe he's been in quite a few other things as well, like he's in that one with Warwick Davies as well, Life's Too Short. He's in loads of stuff, and he's a class comedian. So that's 7 p.m. till 8 p.m. Anna Mann. So again, that's another cracking show. Then we have a little break, and then 8:30 till 9:30 we've got Bobby Mayer doing his work in progress show, Cockroach. You know, Bobby Mayer is absolutely fantastic. Been on Comedy Central's Roast Battles. He's been on Nevermind the Buzzcocks, Sweat the Small Stuff. Fantastic star of television as well. He's been on 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown. You're going to love him. I'm confident these are going to sell out pretty fast, so get in there quick. And then the final show at 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock is the Discount Comedy Checkout, who've got a residency at the Georgian Theatre with their monthly show. It's got a big following. It's all adult improvised, whose line is it anyway style comedy, where you, the audience, give the suggestions and they sort of make it all dead funny and stuff like that. But it's great fun. What a way to end a Saturday night, you know what I mean? Loads of stuff going on in between during the day with the kids and balloons and face paint and all that stuff. It's going to be mad. So all I want you to do is just go to the Last Stop to Edinburgh Facebook page. It's at Last Stop Edinburgh. There's a Twitter page as well, at Last Fest. No, at Last Stop Fest, that's it. I don't know what I'm on about. But check them all out, follow them, and if you're from the press, get in touch and we'll give you like an interview and stuff like that. But spread the word. It's not till July the 10th, July the 11th, but we need to get things going and start getting tickets sold. I'm going to be the face of the festival. I might pop up every now and again on the night, but I'm not doing a show because I've only got 10 jokes, and I've used 8 of them tonight on the show, so I need to, but I'm there to jump in case anything happens. But do come and support it. It's going to be proper class in there, you know what I mean? So, sorry that was a bit of a waffle at the end, but I've got to promote my wearings, you know what I mean, and my doings and that. So, listen, let's hope we get a good result against Leeds United, and, I doubt we will, though. And, let's just stay safe out there, people, and up the Boro and believe.